ignore my messy room and my cat and the fact that I'm not ready at all, but I just want to talk a little bit about my residential experience and share a little bit with the world. And I want to start this video off by saying, not all residentials are bad. There are genuinely some good residentials out there. Just personally, the experience that I had with my residential was not a very good one, and I want to kind of spread awareness about why you should never send your kids to Hallmark Youthcare under any circumstance. I don't care how bad your kid is, no kid deserves the way that kids are treated there. So I'm going to tell you a little bit, I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about the first day I went in. So the first day I went in, this is a whole other story, but I got taken by DSS, and I was in a voluntary acute facility for a week before they put me in residential, because they didn't have another placement for me because I'm a flight risk. But I'm back home now. But first day I went in, DSS picked me up from the acute facility, and I went in, and they started touring me around after we did a million stacks of paperwork. And let me tell you, while we were doing the paperwork, we're sitting there doing it, and then all of a sudden we just hear screaming and banging, and I'm like, well, this is gonna be my life for the next few months. And I was kind of just accepting it at that point, but yeah. And they take me and they do a tour, and my therapist walks me around, and I sign my little papers, whatever. The papers, I guess, are for your treatment. They have different treatment packets, which honestly don't even work. It's not even a treatment facility, if I'm being completely honest. It's Hallmark Youthcare, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then I go to the school hall, and immediately on the school hall, I go into this classroom, I sit down, and I'm immediately uncomfortable. These kids are screaming at the top of their lungs, they're yelling, they're being disrespectful, which personally, I'm not really a disrespectful person. I just had drug issues and stuff like that, and it got to the point where I needed further treatment, I guess. And I got in the classroom, they were screaming, yelling that there's holes all in the wall, and it's awful. I'll show you pictures. I'm inserting pictures of the website here. The pictures on the website actually don't look bad. Cedar, it shows the unit Cedar, which I was at, and that unit, honestly, it wasn't bad. It was worse than what it is in the pictures. They fixed it up. There's holes in the wall and shit and all over. And then after the school, we went back to the unit, which I was on Magnolia. And immediately when I get to the unit's fucking disgusting. There's trays laying everywhere. There's literal fucking bugs. There's jelly stuck to the plastic seats. The TV's literally in a fucking box with dicks drawn, scratched into them. There's a spoon stuck into the whole wall with a piece of fucking corn on it. It was really fucking gross. And there was 20 kids on this tiny ass unit. And this unit was probably twice the size of my bedroom, and there was 20 girls on it at all times, and we were never allowed to go outside. Well, we were, but you can only go outside after you're there for 30 days, which is why it's literally fenced in. The only way to escape is if you climb the fucking building. It was just someone was that dedicated, whatever. But I don't think you should lock kids inside for 30 days. And then even after the 30 days, I only went outside on my passes to go see my mom, which was on site, so we just go sit outside. And I almost never, once or twice went outside the entire time I was there. These kids would just sit in there all day, every single day, annoyed with each other, and we never had any activities. We had them on holidays, maybe, but we never had any activities or anything. And the TV, after I was there for a while, they blocked all the channels except for the TBY7 ones. Even Teen Titans Go was just too mature for us, even though we were literally almost adults. And we were sitting there watching Big City Greens all day, every single day, with nothing to fucking do on that tiny ass unit. And there was kids just fighting all the time. Kids pulling each other's hair, kids beating the shit out of each other, kids jumping each other. And personally, I don't even know why, but this one girl at one point, I guess she didn't like me, and she ran up on me and started hitting me and shit. I was whatever. And the staff honestly don't even do anything about it. They just kind of sit there and watch, but then they'll call it code yellow, and a bunch of staff will run in. Which, let's start about the staff. The staff, I don't know how to describe it. they pick favorites. If you're not their favorite, then you pretty much don't matter. If you're their least favorite, you definitely don't matter. And they would like buy kids snacks and stuff that we weren't allowed to have. And even one time while I was there, one of the staffs, I'm not going to name any names, but one of the staff snuck drugs in and gave it to the kid, and the whole unit got high off. It was just weed, but still, that's supposed to be a treatment facility, and they didn't even fire the staff. It's selling drugs to fucking kids, bro. And the school, we never went to school. We like literally went to school like 4 times the entire time I was there, even though we were supposed to go every single day. And it was really loud all the time. And personally, someone with sensory issues like I have, like whenever I hear loud noises, I freak out. And then when I was having panic attacks, they would literally just ignore me. Like they wouldn't even ask if I was okay. Like what kind of treatment facility? And it was dirty. One time our washing machine and dryer were broke for like a week, and there was holes all on our walls and stuff, and the only time they ever gave us decorations was when the state was about to come in and look, and they'd make us put them up so that the state wouldn't come in and it would be really fucking gross and dirty, and they'd make us clean up. But other than that, that place was fucking rigged. And the supervisors were biased, the staff were biased, everyone there was fucking biased. There are some staff that I will stick by, but a lot of the staff there, they just did not give a single shit about anything or any of the kids. They were just working there because I guess they needed a job. And they always had their hair did and their nails did, but they never cared about the kids. They never cared about any of us unless you were their favorite. And I don't know, there was a girl there that had like a lot of allergies and stuff, and she needed to be hooked to a machine to make sure she was breathing when she was sleeping, or she could literally die. And for one, she was allergic to everything, so they fed her a salad every single day. She ate a salad 3 meals every single day. Didn't have any snacks, just salad and water every single day. And the food they'd give us, it was literally cold, and it was half the time was rotten and had hair in it. And I barely ate anything the entire time I was there. And the girl, they didn't hook up her breathing machine, so some of the staff would have to go check on her because they said it was like a risk or something. But like, what about that girl's life? There was a kid that literally died there. There's so many staff quit. Literally every time they hire a new staff, they quit because it's just too much. I don't know how many staff we went through. It was awful. And there's this one time, let me tell you this story. We were in the classroom, and I was going with my therapist, and this girl came out, and she was talking to my therapist, and then went back in, and the other girl, the one that's going to cause everything, threw the book at her. And then she was like, ignored her. It was like, why are you throwing a book at me? And then my therapist said something, because like, what the fuck? And then the girl started swinging at my therapist. So there's another girl, and she tries to get in. This girl's the sweetest, most genuine girl ever. And this girl's just like, why is she hitting the therapist? So she gets in and she's not even hitting her. She's trying to pull her off of her. And the girl that's fighting turns around and like swings at her and starts beating the shit out of her. So then another girl jumps in, and they started like going at it, and everyone's trying to pull them off each other. And then this girl that started the fight is just swinging at everyone. She grabbed the principal's hair. She's like a little ass old lady, and like slammed her, and she blacked the teacher's eye that was in there, and they TDO'd her, but usually they don't. It's really bad. And if you send your kids there, just don't. Just don't. Hallmark Youthcare is not the place to send your kids. It's not the place to send anyone, and it literally should be shut down. Like, do the world a favor and shut it the fuck down, because no one deserves to be treated like that, to be ignored, to be neglected, to be all of that in a treatment facility. Is fucking ratchet and trifling. Anyways, don't send your kids to Hallmark Youthcare. That's why.